Guests are living inside the pores. They have been there for years. They are not the kind of guests you want to keep. They are plugs that cause the skin to become rough. They make it dull. They take away the natural smoothness of the skin. Today, I will show you how I invite them out, gently, completely, and safely. If you love the sight of a blackhead sliding out in one perfect piece, stay until the end. I will show you the blackhead of the day, the most impressive extraction of this entire session. My client arrived with a nose and forehead covered in tiny black specks. Between them were small white bumps like grains of rice, and long sebaceous filaments twisting like fine threads. Every time they looked in the mirror, they felt their skin was uneven. It caught the light in the wrong way. It made makeup harder to apply. At first glance, it might seem like just a few ordinary blackheads. However, upon closer examination, there are 3 types of congestion. Blackheads, a mix of sebum and dead skin cells that have oxidized. Whiteheads, similar but still sealed under a thin layer of skin. Sebaceous filaments, natural, but when overgrown, they make pores look larger and easier to clog. Our skin produces new cells every day. Old cells should shed naturally, but when this process slows, they stack up like bricks at the pores opening. Oil glands keep working. They push sebum toward the surface, but when it meets the wall of bricks, it gets trapped. Over time, the oil and dead cells adhere to each other. They form a firm, solid plug. Pollution, fine dust, cosmetic residue that isn't entirely removed. All of these mix in, making the plug even more complicated and more tightly packed. Months pass, sometimes years. The blackhead sits deep. It may even curve along the pore's tunnel. That makes removal much more challenging. There are several methods for removing blackheads. However, for deep and long-standing, ingrown hairs, I prefer tweezers. Tweezers are precise. They grip the base of the plug. They let me pull it in the direction of the pore. They cause less trauma. They don't press hard on the surrounding tissue. They reduce redness and swelling. Tweezers are hygienic. They are sterilized before and during the session. They avoid bacteria on their hands. Tweezers keep the plug intact. That means a cleaner removal. It also means less risk of leaving any residue behind. Before I start, I soften the blackheads. I use a keratolytic solution. A few seconds after it touches the skin, the hardened sebum starts to loosen. I disinfect all tools. The tweezers are clean, they are sharp, they are perfectly aligned. Fresh white gauze pads are ready. I use them to wipe the skin immediately after each extraction. Preparation is essential. It makes the process easier. It reduces the risk of infection. It also helps the skin recover more quickly. I start with the nose. It has the most active oil glands. With 2 fingers, I stretch the skin. I go in the opposite direction of the pores opening. This gives the blackhead a straighter path out. The tweezers grip the base of the plug. I pull slowly, but firmly. The blackhead slides out in one piece. I wipe it away immediately. The pore is left empty and clean. Some plugs are curved, some are deeply anchored. For those, I rotate the tweezers gently. I follow the pore's path. I wait for the release from inside. Then I pull. Some plugs are long and thin like threads. Others curve like the letter S. They have been there for a long time. If a thin layer of skin covers the plug, I create a small opening first. Then I remove it without harming the surrounding skin. Every session has one special blackhead, deeper, larger, more perfect than the rest. Today, it is one at the side of the nose. It is wide at the base. It is firmly attached. I pull slowly. I feel the resistance. Then the sudden release. It slides out in one thick, solid piece. The pore is clean. It is bright. It is neat. If this were a competition, this one would be the champion of the day. Once the area is cleared, I gently rinse the skin. I remove any oil or debris that might remain. Then, I apply a cooling recovery mask. It soothes the skin, it hydrates, it makes the pores look smoother. People often ask, is there a product that makes blackheads easier to remove? Yes, the softening solution at the start. Do the pores close afterward? Not entirely like a door. However, with the proper care, gentle exfoliation, niacinamide, and sunscreen, they can appear smaller and remain clearer. Blackhead extraction is more than removing a plug of oil and dead skin. It gives the skin space to breathe. It creates a smoother surface. It builds a healthier foundation. If these moments helped you relax or taught you something about skincare, subscribe so we can share more empty pore sessions. If you have questions about blackheads, whiteheads, or pore care, leave them in the comments. Your question might become the story for my next video. Until next time, gentle and complete. Now enjoy the rest of the video with music I picked just for you. Stay kind to yourself. See you next time. Pimple misses out. you.